into town. And so the story goes that they all ran when they heard that it's time for the baby to come out. They all ran up to the hospital in Trelawney Park on the top there. And as you can imagine, I was spoiled. That train up a child thing didn't work with Paul Fulcher. I got away with murder. And I knew it, believe it or not, from a very small age. When my father used to want to hit me, then I look at my mother, and then my mother will start doing karate with my father beside her. He didn't dare touch me, because you must know what was going to happen if he had to. And I used to sleep with them in the bed. It was my bed. I can imagine the poor old man. He must have cursed himself to say, why did I make this thing? Because that was my mother, it was my bed. Even for school, if I decided that I'm not going to wash, then I lay on the bed. And my mother comes with beautiful hot water, especially in winter. She comes with hot water and soap, and they wash me. And she puts my socks, my shoes, everything. Then Ashley has to come and fetch me. And I will not go to school if Ashley doesn't bring a Turkish delight. Yeah, that was the precondition. I must have a Turkish delight, and Ashley was hotelering here by Lucille, so he just had to do what I wanted him to do. And I took advantage of all my brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws because I was spoiled. I remember the one day walking into the Punch Bowl cafe. I was probably 6 or 7 years old, and I walked in there, and there was one of the girls who was serving, and she liked my brother. So she said, Paul, they knew I liked Turkish delight. Here's a Turkish delight. So I said to her, did you pay for that Turkish delight? She says, no, you can have it. I said, hey, you must pay. You see, I was brought up in a Christian home, and there were Christian values. Whether I was naughty, whether I was spoiled, whether I was what, but there were certain things that needed to be done in a Christian way. Why? Train up a child in the way he should go. And so she ends up telling them, she says, hey, Paul nearly got me into trouble. I wouldn't give the Turkish delight back. No, it was mine. But I made her open her bag, and she went and she paid at the till. Then I was happy. I went with my Turkish delight. So I went through primary school like that. And pretty much, I went through the first 2 years of high school like that. Because high school, living in Manzini, schooling in Mbaban, my sister was working in Mbaban, Wendy, and Wendy had the duty of driving us to school. But only when I felt that I want to go to school. They had to start nangering me from in the evening. Paulie! Otherwise, Wendy wanted to kill me. And when we were in the car, I had to keep quiet. But she knew if I got home and I told them that they hit me in the car, you'd see what would happen to them. So I was really, really spoiled. And that's why I think I went in the direction that I went in. Because I knew I was untouchable. I knew. I just said, hey, the one day I'm playing soccer coming from school, kicking the ball in the road, and the cop came and he took the ball and took. When I got to the garage, I'm crying. The policeman took my ball. Hey, my mother's phone's the district commissioner because he was our friend. Yeah, Babet Dlamini must go to the police station there. There's a policeman that's going to be fired for taking my ball from me on the road. That's how I grew up, friends. I'm not proud of it. But if you're going to allow yourself to be manipulated by a small little useless thing over here, it's your story. It's not my story. You're going to live with the consequences. So anyway, getting to school, Form 1, Form 2, doing my own thing, I failed Form 2. Down, failed. Okay? To my luck, who was the school teacher? Pastor Numalo's son, Dove, from Maginumalo. Knew me from church. Hey, Paul, I'm a 14-year-old. What you doing here? I said, no, I plugged. It was you! you too clever to fail me. He smuggled me into Form 3. When I got in, they said they made a mistake, whatever. Hey, I'm in Form 3. In Form 3, everything is multiple choice, what. I'm just cruising nicely. By now, I'm a boarder. Because my father and them were worried about the results, everything. So I become a boarder. In Form 3, I don't know how I done it. But I got a second class pass. Hey, I was so happy. I even said, no, now in Form 4, I must get serious. Because without studying, man. Hey, but I must admit, a lot of it was, you remember Henry, you just, mini, money. Lower zero. It makes a little bit of sense. I got in. So I get into Form 4 now. Form 4 is where I moved to I was still in the junior hostel. I didn't get to Mr. Shields. I only lasted 3 months with Mr. Shields. Mr. Shields was a very strict, very strict Scotsman. And everybody used to talk about him. But fortunately for me, I managed to stay at Duncan Hostel, which was the junior hostel, although I was a senior. So now, again, very spoiled because I got all my lighties there. I can bring them here to church one day, they'll tell you. Hey, peanut butter, sandwiches, George and them. Up and coffee, what, Milo. I never used to move out of my room there. Anything I wanted. Send the guys, because I used to have a little bit of money, my mother used to give me money. I was never broke. I remember sending the one over the one night, hey, the food is lousy. I sent him to the LM restaurant, go buy me a chicken piri-piri. He must duck the security, everything goes, comes back with the chicken piri-piri, everything, and the chicken piri is small. I just left him a wing for his effort. But it was at school when I became a boarder that I started. The first time I got drunk in my life, the guy I got drunk with 3 weeks ago committed suicide. I was 12 years old, I'll never forget it. I was in standard 5, and I only realized that he was older than me when I saw on his death thing. He was 3 years older than me. I don't know how come he was still in my class. But anyway, and we were with Basil. Basil is my nephew, but Basil was like my brother. He grew up with us. Lucia was very young when she got Basil, and so Basil